Hey, good morning, Facebook. I just wanted to talk about kind of turn the tables a minute, because we know the word talks about, men who lead silly women astray, and we know about Eli's sons in the Bible who were, having the women in the temple. But, I want to give voice to what women do to other women, you know. And I see, all of these women like all over the place on Facebook, with their Facebook ministries and their prophetic lives and stuff like that. It seems like all you need is a lace front, a prayer shawl, and some warfare music, and you meet the criterion for an authenticated prophet. That's right, people. You need a lace front. You need a talit, a prayer shawl, and you need some warfare music in the background. That should be enough to authenticate you as a prophet and tap into these women's emotions. And that's what I want to talk about, because when I see this stuff, it's really like an act of betrayal, because you'll see a lot of these women come on these lives or whatever and say, I have a prophetic word for you. And we all know it ends in them dropping their cash app or whatnot. But what they'll do, it's really sinister. What they'll do, they'll even take the name of somebody, of a hurting woman that's in the Bible, and put it on their ministry logo, or it may be something like Hannah's daughters or Tamar's heart. Now, if you're not familiar with those characters, remember Hagar in the Bible. She was like, Abraham's side piece, because Sarah couldn't conceive. So, she had Ishmael for Abraham, and, Sarah and all of them got into it. And Sarah said, look, y'all got to go. So, Hagar and her child Ishmael, it was all out, just drifting and wandering. So a lot of people will take these names, like, name their ministry after Hagar, Hagar's daughters, or something real creative, and this is a ploy to tap into these women's emotions, to give them some sense of assurance that you empathize with their plight, especially if you're a single mother as well. So it's all a sinister thing. The end result is getting their money and deception, or like I said, a lot of times they may reference Tamar. If you remember, Tamar, who was David's daughter, was raped by her brother Amnon. And after Amnon raped Tamar, he threw her out into the street, and she sat there and she cried. So a lot of these women, minister to other women, they may reference, they may call their ministry Tamar's daughters, sisters of the promise. I mean, anything. Basically, the whole thing is to engage your emotions, to give you a sense of assurance that they can empathize with you. Again, especially if they're a single mother as well, so they empathize with your struggle, everything you're going through. Telling you you can make it. All these empowerment conferences, you see the flyers plastered all over Facebook. The high heels conference, or just something to accentuate, your features. I wouldn't be surprised if we seen a spiritual big girls conference, or just something to lift your esteem and all this and that. Anything to tap into your emotions. But back to this thing, it's a really, really sinister thing, and these same people will do lives and try to be a Proverbs 31 woman when really you're a Proverbs 5 woman. Proverbs 5 woman, women were talked about in Proverbs 5. This was a seductress, an enticer, a seductress, somebody that's really deceptive. And that's what a lot of you women are doing. You're going on these lives. You're empathizing with these single women and hurting women, and really you're exploiting them. They're looking to you as a beacon of light, but you're turning around and you're taking their money. You cash out me this, cash out me that. And even going so far as to make the free medium of Facebook, making a secret group to where they got to pay a patron or what all these different things they got to get money out of people. So you're going to use a free medium like Facebook to charge people. Okay, you know firsthand what it's like, being a single woman or being a hurting woman like Tamar was. But you're going to take, instead of using that as some type of impetus to be a good, to have an effective ministry to help people. In fact, you're using it to exploit these women, and you're getting all of this money out of them. And that's wrong. And again, you're not the Proverbs 31 woman you claim to be. You're Proverbs 5 woman. You're a seductress. And I was looking at a Proverbs 31. It said, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. It says, the heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She would do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. Let's key in on that verse. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. Some of y'all ain't worked since y'all got mad with Mary Kay because y'all couldn't get that pink Cadillac. Y'all got tired of selling Avon. It wasn't lucrative enough. It wasn't what you thought it's going to be. You put down Primerica. So you said you're going to cross over here into the gospel lane and start using the gospel, to handling the word of God deceitfully, to manipulate women. I got more respect for Cleo and all them on Set It Off. Or are you helping your man in the trap house sell drugs, run in front of police? I mean, anything other than coming in the name of the Lord to exploit people. This is an act of betrayal. How dare you? God has blessed you. God has prospered you. God has given you a testimony to be a beacon of light and hope to other women, who are struggling. But you're going to instead use that to exploit these women. Be a Proverbs 31 woman. Don't be a Proverbs 5 woman. Stop lying to these people. Take down these graffiti off my timelines. I call it graffiti because it ain't nothing but a bunch of mess. Some flyer you done made on serial printouts where your lace front is flapping in the wind, and you got on your red bottoms, and you're looking out a window with a dove perched on your shoulder and looking all deep and stuff. You learn one Hebrew word and you're going crazy, and you think you just the top dog, deceiving all of these women. Look at the trail of blood that's before you. Look at the footsteps of women that you're following. And look at the Paula Whites. They are milking. They are milking the sheep. Look at the Paula Whites and all of these people. You can see the wool between their teeth. These are wolves. These are ravening wolves. But you're going to follow in their footsteps. The same people you complained about that are deceiving people and making merchandise of God's people, you're doing the same thing. How is that being a sister to these women? Take down this graffiti, these flyers you got on these timelines. Work a good job. Work willingly with your hands like Proverbs 31 says you should do. Stop this madness. Bear in mind the children, while you own these lies with your prayer shawl wrapped around your neck. Bear in mind that your children that's in the other rooms hearing you lie to these women, lying to these folks, promising them a breakthrough. Stop this mess. Just stop it.